Okay, hey, y'all, real. Okay, I want to talk about this ancestral dreams I had. Okay, so I'm an avid dreamer. I always dream. And I believe a lot of my ancestors come to me in my dream. So when it comes to like my grandparents and, like on both sides, grandmom and granddad, like I never knew any of them, right? Okay, so bam, I had this particular dream. And I'm gonna call this dream my Lovecraft dream. Okay. Now this is before that Lovecraft scene even came out. Okay. This is my dream. Okay, so ma'am, I was dreaming I was walking in the street with somebody and we saw the enemy. Now just to be clear, I'm gonna say the enemy a lot in this video. Okay. Okay, so we was walking down the street and we saw the enemy. Okay, so the enemy had guns. So in my mind, my first thing is, oh, we shouldn't go down there because the enemy have guns, right? But the person that I'm with continues to go down the street. So while they continue to go down the street, we come across the enemy. And when we come across the enemy comes to us. Now, the enemy is pointing their weaponry at us. Now, during this time, I remember me begging, right? I remember me begging. I remember me pleading. Oh, please let us go. Like, oh, we're just going somewhere. We don't want any trouble. Just let us go. Right. So we end up leaving. So we go to this party. Okay. So while we at this party, it was this lady. I remember it was a lady. It was a lady that was behind me. And she kept on asking me questions. And I kept on asking her. I remember I was asking her, like, who sent you? Like, who are you? Like, where did you come from? Why you keep on asking me these questions? So, after I confronted her by asking me all these damn questions, okay, we saw the enemy again. So instead of us begging and pleading with the enemy, we decided to fight the enemy, okay? So we fought the enemy. We was winning, but shit, the enemy was still on our ass. Okay, so we had to make a decision like, damn, like, should we run? Should we split up? Like, should we go together? Like, what should we do? But either way, we split up, right? So when we split up, I ran to this house. Okay, so these two women sitting at the table, they did their hair like going to the back, right? So when I get to the back, it's this bathroom. And the bathroom isn't a regular bathroom. Like, it's a bathroom, but it's really big. Like, it looked like a public restroom. It was really weird, but it was their bathroom. Okay. So I'm in there. I'm looking like, what's going on? Like, I know they're following me. Like, I know, like, I'm not about to beg. I'm not about to fight. I'm tired of fighting. Like, what am I supposed to do? Right. This is when a ring came around me. Now, when a ring came around me, it was a lot of, people that appeared with this ring. A lot of them were men, a lot of them were women. Some had Bibles, some had conjures. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Some of them had long gray hair. Some of them were bald headed. Some of them had hair wraps. Um, they were reading the Bible. They were chanting. They were whistling. They were howling. Like they was just like doing what they did, how they did it. Like they was doing it. Okay. There was one particular woman, I don't know who this little boy is, but this one was with the shits, okay? I remember she was real bright, she was black, but she was real bright. And she had a hair wrap on, and she had like a lot of crystals on, and this lady was talking shit. She was telling the enemy, now the enemy appeared once everybody was around me, right? When the enemy came in, that's when the ring came around. This lady was talking so much shit. She was like, I dare you to cross this line. I, I, I dare you to cross this line. I hope you come across this line. I wish you would come across this line. We got something for your ass. Come across this line. Go ahead. Come across this line. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is going on? Like, what is this? What is that? I'm sitting there like, this is wild. Like, mind you, it's in my dream, but I can actually see what's going on around in the dream. So I'm like, what in the world? So when I wake up, I'm like, that was crazy. That was wild. Like, whoa, like that was some crazy shit. And then once I started getting on TikTok, this happened like months before. Y'all started even posting this Lovecraft scene. It was almost like the Lovecraft scene. The only difference was like they wasn't trying to summon nothing out of me. They were just trying to protect me in such a way. Right? And then I had to realize like, oh, okay, that's our protection. Be clear. The reason why a lot of things that we were told not to touch, right, was the things that was able to protect us. Okay. And if you don't have any protection, you become a prey. If you don't have any protection, you become liable for anybody to do anything to you at any given time. Okay? So when it comes to your ancestors, even if you don't know who your ancestors are, ask your parents, ask your aunties, ask them who their grandparents was, ask them who their mamas are. Like ask them who their great aunts was, who they ask your aunties who their aunties was. And they are your ancestors, okay? Be clear. You have to, even if you feel like you don't want to sit up no altar, like you have to at least acknowledge them. Like be grateful that they stepped into a timeline where you could have possibly stepped into that timeline. Because the only thing that differentiates us from them is time. And once you understand that time is not existent, like time is just a fragment of a piece of space, you will understand like you could have been in that space. Like you could have been in that time, but you wasn't, right? So at least be grateful in that, see some grace in that, and acknowledge them. Still talk about them, still remember them, still keep their spirit alive. Because once you say to yourself that my ancestors are dead and my ancestors are evil and that's nothing but the devil, you are cutting a whole line of protection off from your bloodline. That protection that they have for you, you're connecting, you are cutting that protection cord that connects you to them. Okay? Please be clear. Things that they was told us wasn't just for our protection. It was to disarm us. Okay? So if you dream, if you have dreams about your ancestors, or if you have questions, like ask the questions in a dream. Like you'll get your answers. And a lot of them be like, well, how do you know you dream about your ancestors? Because it could be a monetary spirit. It could, if just like if your grandma passed away, she gonna talk to you. She gonna relate to you the same way she related to you while she was here. If your grandmother was in your dream not sounding like your grandmama, 9 times out of 10, that's not your grandmama. Okay? Be clear. Have discernment, right? Understand, okay? Your ancestors, your spirit guides, God's spirit realm is real, okay? Yeah, and that's why I just want to talk to y'all about my Lovecraft dream. Like, it was wild, but it was real.